On the return, it's Devin Duvernay. Oh, he'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bears offense ready to see the football for the second time. The lead is 2, and they're going to try to make something happen here, starting with a 1st and 10. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
DeAndre Swift, the intended target. And it's going to be 3rd down.
All things considered, it's actually a pretty good pass. I mean, he puts the ball in a place where only his guy can catch it. But I think he hears those footsteps coming from that nearest defender, and he's not able to secure the catch through contact.
That's to the Michigan man, Colston Loveland. He's still on his feet. He may go. And what an effort after the catch. He goes all the way. 74 yards. Touchdown, Chicago. Williams now going to bring up the Bears, and they will go for 2. To throw, it's Williams. And he will get in for the 2. They open up the bag of tricks on the goal line and add a pair of points.
I know it sounds like I'm being biased, Mike, but I'm really not. Down here this close to the end zone, especially on 2-point tries, the size, the length, the athleticism, and matchups these tight ends can create, man, they are a tough handle, and it leads to 2 points.
The Lions offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. Oh, wide open. It is Williams for the grab. And he will score. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. Make it 2 touchdowns in the very first quarter of play. Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions are back within a field goal. The lead is 3. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. Duvernay on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So out comes the Chicago offense as they get set to take over once more. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. The Bears will use one of their timeouts here, and they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. Oh, maybe a free play as he'll look to throw it. That's a short one caught by Loveland. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. So a lot of options on the table now. It's 1st and 5. A play fake, and they'll throw with Williams. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on a big scramble. He's able to pick up the 1st down, keep the drop back.
And he can hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Williams. That's to the tight end, Loveland. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple, and it sets up 3rd down.
It's 3rd and 7.
Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams. Taking advantage of the room to run, a gain of 19 on the scramble.
The defensive line has to to do a better job of contained rushing, especially on third down, Mike. You can't rush one-on-one. You have to rush as a unit. Keep the quarterback in the pocket. And when you let him get loose, this is what's going to happen.
And he's going to be brought down just outside the 10-yard line. Give him 11 on the scramble and give them a new set of downs. Working out of the gun, here's Williams. Flushed, and this time the rush gets home. And down he goes. Aiden Hutchinson. He keeps the legs churning, runs down the quarterback. It's a loss of 7. And he's into the end zone. Caleb Williams. Touchdown Bears. That's his second touchdown tonight. The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs can be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him. And in this case,
that time, the pressure too much. He'll go down.
So they decide to put the ball in the air, which I don't mind on this two-point try, but the execution was just a little bit off, and it's not going to work out in their favor this time around.
Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. That's where the offense will take over. He's closing in on 200 receiving yards for the game, and we haven't hit halftime yet. A definite storyline to follow closely. Maybe he adds to it here as they embark on this next drive. And they're going to move the ball all the way up to the 45-yard line. That's a gain of 21 to open this drive.
A gain of 21. First down, Lions.
They'll go play action with Goff. And that will be incomplete. They could not hook up on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Lions ball to begin the second quarter. They've got it with a second down and 10. Cornell. Out of the shotgun. It's Goff. He is hit before he can get rid of it. And down he goes. T.J. Edwards getting in to drop him. It's a loss of 6. And it's third down.
Looked like a pass protection breakdown. They had 5 offensive linemen and a running back in the backfield. I promise you, somebody was assigned to that linebacker, but he timed the blitz perfectly. He ran through and was able to bring him down for a big sack.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. Goff to throw. He's going to take a shot down the field. That's hard. And he will go all the way. Isaac to Slaw. Touchdown, Detroit.
Kicker on for the point after.
Bates, good, with the extra point. And the Lions will cut it to a 2-point lead. So after the touchdown, it's Bates to kick this one away. And that one is through the back of the end zone. It is a touchback. Out comes Caleb Williams and the rest of this Bears offense. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. This drive will begin with a run by Smith. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. A gain of 14. Good for a quick first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you can generate big plays on the ground, it makes everything so much more difficult for the defense.
Williams to throw on second down. Move this one down inside the 40-yard line. Good decision to take off. He gets 15 yards and a first down. We'll go three tight ends here on first and 10.
At the 36-yard line.
Throwing is Williams. Moving to his left. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. That escapability on display. As you can see, the rushing total now over 100 yards from the quarterback position. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Now Williams. Good job breaking the pocket and going for 14 yards. And most importantly, a first down.
Initially, they do a really nice job of bringing pressure, but what you can't do anytime you're playing an athletic quarterback like this, Mike, is you can't let him escape the pocket. You got to keep him on his spot. Seemed like everybody was chasing their own sag instead of just rushing him as a unit. First and goal, quarterback thinks he's got a shot to take this one in himself. I think he's just a little late in his reaction and decision to turn into a runner. Defense has just enough time to get there. They stop him short of the end zone. Second goal.
Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Third and goal.
It's now third and goal.
Here's Williams. Forced out, and he will take this one across into the end zone. Caleb Williams. Touchdown, Bay. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for. Anytime you fail on a two-point try, there's always going to be second-guessing about whether that was the right play call. In this case, they decided to throw the ball, which I like. They just need better execution, and they end up coming up a little short.
And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. The Lions offense starting to trot out for this next possession. They'll try to establish some tempo. They start this one with first and 10.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll work now on second and 4. Now Goff. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9. To throw is Goff. Brought in by the tight end, Sam Laporta. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up
A second down throw for Goff.
46-yard line.
That's right side and into the hands of Tislam. And he will be out of bounds, but you saw that penalty flag come in. Looked like the defender got a head start. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On play action, Goff. And he holds on to it here as he's out of bounds. That's a yard or two shy of the line of scrimmage. Therefore, that's a sack. On second down, Goff. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down. Goff. And that is incomplete. Isaac Tesla was the intended target. And it's going to be fourth down. Bates' kick is good. And the Lions are back within 5.
And I can tell you firsthand, like, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. DeAndre Swift of the Bears offense set for their next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him. And your offensive line has had big opening after big opening, big numbers in this first half. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line. What a way to kick off a drive. That's a gain of 30 and another first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
And this will not be a strike. He faked it. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line. On now, it's Cairo Santos for the field goal. This will be a 46-yard attempt. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. And they stop it with 19 seconds to go in this opening half. Williams going to look to throw it on first down. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. 12 was nice last time, so they did it again. Another 12-yard pickup and another first down. Halftime coming up, and apparently we'll forget about that for the moment and turn our attention to quarter number 3. Let's go. Pretty interesting first half. We'll see if any strategy changes for the next 30 minutes or more as this second half gets underway. The Lions offense is going to have a first crack at it as we begin this third quarter. The deficit is 5, so they'll try to put a drive together here, and they'll begin it with first and 10. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground. From the 44-yard line, here's second down and a yard. Once again, it's Gibbs. He'll take this for a couple, but the official signal, he has enough. First down.
It's a gain of 2. And the Lions first down. 2 yards on the play. First down, Detroit.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. That's a short one caught by Laporta. And he'll get about 8 on that one, most of it coming after the catch. It's second down.
Brings up second and a yard. At the Bears' 45-yard line.
Laporta in motion. Goff gives it to Gibbs. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
And after that short run, puts them a little bit closer to the first down marker. And they're going to need to create more running room on the ground if they plan on extending this drive.
And he'll get beyond the marker before giving himself up. That's a first down.
I don't want to take anything away from the quarterback here, Mike. He did a nice job picking up that first down. But this play is won or lost by the big guys up front. They're the ones who need to get off the snap on time, get leverage on the defender, and create the space needed for the quarterback to pick up the first down.
Catch is made. That is Williams. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 4.
At the 36-yard line.
To throw is Goff. Pushed out to his left. Now he'll run. And he's going to give himself up, but not before he picks up the first down. Ball sitting at the 7. first and goal. Here's Gibbs. And this one blown up. Good surge and drop of it. A loss on the play. Back to the 9-yard line. Task a bit tougher as they face second and goal. Here's Goff. Here's a screen set up for Gibbs. And that one's not fooling anyone. They were on that screen from the start, and a loss of yards on the play. From the gun, it's Goff. And this ball incomplete on third down.
Just a couple plays ago, Mike, it felt like the touchdown was kind of inevitable. They were doing everything they wanted as they marched the length of the field, and then as they got down here close to the red zone and that field condenses, they started getting sloppy in their execution. Now, what do they do on fourth down? Do they try to keep their offense out there and extend the drive, or do they settle for 3?
So the mistake there, the roughing call on the field goal, they'll take the 3 points off the board, keep possession of the ball, and have it first down. The pressure gets home. He's lost the football. Looks like the Bears got there, and they get Chicago ball.
And this defense, they've been searching for a splash play, and they got a big one here. Great job separating the man from the ball on the sack, and now it's up to their offense. Can they take advantage of this sudden change situation? Well, that scramble is ultimately going to end up short of the first down, Mike, but it's going to help quite a bit. That's a great job by the quarterback. Just taking what the defense gives you, get downfield, pick up good yardage.
At the 23-yard line.
Second and inches. They'll go play action here with Williams.
The pass on second down.
It's going to be third. They need 1.
Brings up third down.
A play fake. Now Williams. And he's going to have a first down as he's taken down on what is the final play of this third quarter. So we are through 3. And Sunday Night Primetime continues after this. So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santo. Now a flip to the kicker. It's a fake.
I think there's a lot of elements of that last play, Mike, that are in competition for the worst part of the play. I think it could either be the decision, the play design, or just the overall execution. And needless to say, I think that fake is going to be thrown in the garbage. And
but you even pick up brown. I'm the one that introduced you to the right now.
They will not get this one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Very long attempt.
Still second down.
Play clock has expired. They're not going to get this one off
Delay of game.
on top.
Offense. Still second down.
Now whistles. Play clock at 0, and that'll cost them 5.
Still second down.
And the back judge throws the flag. He looks at the ball, looks at the clock. Clock says 0. That's a delay of game.
Still second down.
So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santos in a big spot. This to stretch the lead to a touchdown.
You have to give him credit, Mike. I mean, that shows a lot of faith in your kicker because that is an ambitious effort from that distance.
What a moment in this game. A touchdown would give them the late lead. It is first down and goal. Montgomery.
In these goal-to-go situations backed up on your own goal line, Mike, what they teach the defense is it's your job to establish a new line of scrimmage. And that's exactly what they did here. Watch the push they get. The offensive line goes backwards, and they take the ball carrier down for a loss.
Now back at the 4 for second and goal.
Got it.
Laporta in motion. Gibbs. And this one blown up. Good surge and drop him. A loss on the play back to the 9-yard line.
The idea here on second down is in the event you're unable to score, at least put yourself in a third and manageable goal-to-go situation. And now after taking a loss, it really changes their approach here. And I think on third and goal now, they got to put this ball in the air.
For the lead, here is third and goal.
We go, Todd!
Laporta in motion. They'll run with Gibbs. And this defense standing tall in the red zone. They stop it for no gain. And now it's fourth and goal.
Great job by that linebacker timing his blitz. He didn't give any indication to the offense that he was coming. And he's able to get through that hole and take the ball carrier down for a loss.
And this one, right down the middle. It's good. The Lions will cut the deficit down to 2.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
DeAndre Swift and the Bears offense set for their next possession. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. Play clock down to 0. That is not the way to start a drive.
Still first down.
So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santos in a big spot. This to stretch the lead to more than a field goal.
They're just trying to extend the lead here, and this is definitely one they're going to want to have back.
They hand it to Gibbs. He'll be taken down, but just like that, they are in business. It's 1st and goal.
Yards. And the Lions, first down.
Here's a run. And that play took a little long to develop. They stopped it for no gain at the 4.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain. It makes sense on 2nd and goal, Mike, to keep this ball on the ground. You always have 3rd down again to finally punch it in. But now after the defense forces you backwards, I think you have to consider putting this one in the air here on 3rd and goal.
This crowd doing everything they can before 3rd and goal.
Like 20.
They'll drop the throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he gets out wide. He'll go to the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Lions. That's a second charge timeout to Chicago. And they'll get a chance to catch their breath over on the sideline. The kick is good, but there are penalty flags down. They might have made contact with the kicker too late. So now playing with the lead after that 4th quarter touchdown. Time to kick it back the other way.
The Bears take
Showing off the big leg. Didn't want to defend a return, so this ball is going to be spotted at the 35-yard line. So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santos in a big spot. Now, how about this? It's a fake. So now the Brazilian-born Cairo Santos in a big spot. This one he's got to have. The Bears go ahead, take their 3rd and final timeout, and they'll get together prior to the 2nd down play. Play clock down to 0. That's going to be a delay.
Offense.
Now on 2nd and long. Operating from the shotgun, it's Williams.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his 1st and 2nd read, but what they failed to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
3rd and long. Here's Williams. And they'll only get a couple on this one, so the defense holds, and it brings up 4th down.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down. And it all came down to that play. The offense finds themselves trailing, all out of their timeouts. The defense knew they were one stop away from ending this game, and they came up big when their team needed it.
From the 35, it's 1st and 10. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. 2nd and 11.